Eventually, the shock finally registered with me. A numb feeling spread from the center of my brain almost instantly. Nagito is dead. Even when I saw this before me, I wasn't able to comprehend that reality yet. Huh? What? What's going on here? Is he really dead? He's not pretending to be dead, is he? I mean, it's Nagito, you know? That's right. It's Nagito. He always messed with us. Always tried to confuse us. That's why. Can't believe it. Nagito ended up in such a cruel state. Nagito is dead. Deep down, I believed that when the killings finally ended, I'd never see this guy again. Never expect I'd be looking at Nagito's body like this. Nagito probably thought the same thing. Couldn't help seeing it in his dead, frightened face. But on this island, unbelievably abnormal occurrences happen all the time. Even Nagito couldn't escape that truth. Even something as small as that.
A body has been discovered. Now
Damn
then,
it.
after a certain amount of time has passed, the class trial will begin.
Don't tell me.
The body discovery announcement. Then it's for real?
Hey,
Then Nagito is really dead?
Damn it.
It's not just that he's dead. The body discovery announcement was made. Does that mean Nagito was killed? Killed?
That's right.
Well, it's one of us. I mean, that's what it means, right? One of us killed Nagito? One of us killed him so brutally. Then it's going to start again? Huh? The class trial's going to start soon, right? Then... Yep, we gotta do it. We gotta find out who Nagito's killer is. No matter who you guys sacrifice, you're determined to survive, leave this island, right? The time for action is now. So, I'd like to give you the familiar Monokuma file. Hold it right there. What? Don't get in my way like that. It's about to whip out the Monokuma file in such a cool way. Shut up. I can't stand this anymore. How much longer are you going to keep putting them through this? No more. I won't let you. I'll make sure I pulverize your evil intentions. Say something.
what's this?
Oh, I remember who you are. You're Monomi. You just now noticed? Anyway, Monomi, if you're gonna talk about my intentions, I want to talk about yours first. Huh? What are your intentions anyway? Why are you keeping everyone cooped up on this island? I'm sure everyone here wants to know too, you know. What? No fair! You're shutting up too! Enough already! We already have enough to deal with concerning Nagito. Please, not say anything else that will confuse us.
Hey.
Anyway, let's begin. Huh? But,
This is just...
I mean, in the end, we still have to do it, right? As long as a killing happens, we can't do anything about it, right? We have no choice but to do it, right? Besides, it's our fault that we couldn't even prevent it. I know. It's the only way we can survive, right?
Nice!
Both of you kids are way more well-behaved than Monomi.
Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me. We're tired of this too, you know. So I'll definitely make sure to finish this for good this time. Does that mean you guys are getting bored of this school trip? Don't worry, the end is near. Huh? The end?
What's the matter?
Yeah, don't make a face like a pig about to become bacon. You already noticed it, right? The meaning behind that Monokuma timer. It's only 2 days left, huh? When that timer reaches 0, 2 days from now, what will happen? Oh, what will happen to us? The killing school trip will be over.
Hey, hey.
This'll finally be over.
You
Does that mean we can go home?
What are you gonna do?
Don't count your bears before they've hatched. There's something you gotta do before that, right? So, once again,
The Monokuma file!
number 5. You guys need to find out who Nagito's killer is and survive the class trial. If this ends here, it won't be an afterword at all.
Do your best. Wait!
Hold on!
I won't forgive you.
I won't let you escape this time. Wait right there. Well, what do you guys think? School trip is nearly at an end. It's safe to think that we can go home, right?
But still.
Kazuichi, I understand how you feel, but we need to focus on Nagito's case first.
Damn it.
If we can go home, it'll be the end for us if we screw up here.
All right.
Then let's hurry up and solve Nagito's case so we can all go back home.
However,
It is nice to think everyone can go home, but that is impossible, right? I mean, someone in this room killed Nagito. There's a killer among us. The weight of those words began to sink into me. That was true of the previous cases, but was it really true this time? No matter how much I tried, I couldn't believe it. Because the victim was Nagito. Because his death was so abnormally cruel. No, it wasn't just that. Something more to it than that. Whatever it was stuck inside me. Investigate. First, I'm going to look at the Monokuma file. The victim is Nagito Komaeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. What a tragic situation. Just reading this is making me depressed. Is there something wrong with this Monokuma file? Again. But what's wrong with it? Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand.
Yep.
It's definitely weird. Well, guess I'll find out if I look around. That's what the investigation is for. Don't worry or form conclusions on your own. That makes me more worried than I should be. You're here! It happened! Yeah, Nagito's dead. I was expecting Nagito was gonna be like in the final group, but no, he's out. Like, goddamn. We can discuss it later. Right now is our only chance to investigate. So we should investigate first. If we don't, there won't be anything for us to discuss. Well, I guess you're right. Then let's start with the area surrounding Nagito's body. Start with the back of the warehouse. Since the curtain blocked most of the water, this area wasn't affected by the sprinklers that much. Thanks to that, I can properly investigate Nagito's body. I never thought I'd have to investigate Nagito's body. You probably didn't expect to end up like this either. Alright, first off... Wait, lighter? There's a lighter here. Ah, this is... It's an oil lighter. This is where the curtains would have been hanging. Also, the fire did extensive damage here. The oil lighter was placed here. Ah, an oil lighter. Somebody probably wanted to keep warm. It's the most foolish thought. This is clearly the cause of the fire. Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
Which means?
So, using that, the curtain was set on fire. Using the oil lighter, huh? Did the killer set up some sort of trick with it?
You are right.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting this warehouse on fire. It caused a fire to destroy evidence. It's the only reason I can think of why a killer would set fire to their crime scene, but... Oil lighter has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Alright, fire grenades. What happened with these? Looks like a bunch of plastic bottles. Remnants of plastic are scattered all over the place. This is probably... Those fire grenades we used to put out the fire. Well, they weren't actually that useful in the end. The fire was only extinguished thanks to the sprinklers. Well, nevertheless, this evidence really isn't all that strange. See, I don't think it was chemical in those fire grenades, the thing. I'm trying to remember. There was somebody who said, like, when I was in here earlier, there was other fire extinguishing supplies. Remember who said it? That's a big hint, I think. What is Monokuma plushie? Monokuma's dead. There's blood coming out of his stomach. Hey.
No response. He's dead, Jim.
Oh, Monokuma was talking there.
Just kidding. I'm not dead.
Is this one of the life-size plushies that were being produced at this factory?
You're taking a plushie from me, and there's something wrong with you.
You're a stuffed animal, too.
Don't put oversized garbage there. It's so misleading. What are you calling oversized garbage?
Could this be one of Monokuma's tricks? And why did he do it? Making a hole like he got stabbed and going to the trouble of dirtying the hole with blood. Did he try to imitate Nagito's body or something?
I had nothing to do with that.
Huh?
He's probably lying. Seriously, you're always lying. You just die like that plushie over there. You seem more pissed than usual these days, Monomi. You better watch what you say. If I feel like it, I can wipe you out easily, you know. Yeah, I won't give in to your threats. I'll fight you until the very end. I will definitely take back the seat of royal supremacy from Monokuma.
Well, that those annoyances are gone. If it wasn't Monokuma's trick, then who did this? Could the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? I have no idea how this connects to the incident. Alright, let's actually check Nagito's body. I never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us. But even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times we were only able to reach the truth because of him. Everything good and bad about him is gone. Never be confused by him again. Never be saved by him again. No. Now isn't the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. For now, I need to investigate everything about this body that catches my eye. Start with the feet. Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. They haven't been able to move at all. According to the Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito, they also stabbed his legs? Why would the killer do something like that? At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge toward him. Or they might have been torturing him. Torture? I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? Disregard the spear. If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds were inflicted for reasons other than killing. Which means the wounds all over Nagito's body were from the killer torturing him. If that's the case, what was the killer trying to make Nagito confess? Was it something that would have led to the traitor? Well, even if this was torture, there's no doubt that the killer must have held a deep grudge towards Nagito. We can let him die easily. I totally understand a dark impulse like that. But even if they held a grudge against him, could they really have gone this far? Torture wounds. Alright, his face. Must have been in great pain. Clearly had this agonizing look on his face when he died. His mouth's covered with duct tape. Is to keep Nagito from screaming for help? Jeez, what a horrible look on his face. The blood splatter over it doesn't help either. I think his mouth is covered with duct tape. I wasn't gonna be able to look at him. Got a minute? Sorry, excuse me. Jackie moved past Kazuichi and me and squatted down next to Nagito's face. And in one swift movement, she ripped the duct tape off of his mouth. Hey, what are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating here.
Hey!
Putting the tape back is the issue, you ungrateful swine. You're gonna get cursed.
The blood on Nagito's face. Looks like it mostly came from the slice in his left arm. If that's the case...
It's no use. She's not listening.
Hey, about the blood splattered on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well,
This duct tape has crinkles, like it was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito was probably desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape.
Seriously? What's wrong with that?
She means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get sucked into his mouth a bit. But what's wrong with that? Something we really need to worry about?
I don't really get it. Just put the duct tape back on his mouth already.
yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, might be some kind of clue too. I should remember it. Well, what this says to me is that if they were torturing Nagito, they were doing it for fun. Because if you duct tape somebody's mouth, you're not trying to get information out of them at that point. They duct taped his mouth, they tied him down, then they started torturing him, is what it seems like. Let's go with the left hand. There's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds. This wound looks like a slice. Probably the reason that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to the other wounds. Regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound. There's blood everywhere.
There's something strange.
Strange? What?
See?
Look at the palm of his left hand. I think that blood is from where his left arm was sliced, but... Doesn't the blood spatter look strange? Cuts off right in the middle of his palm.
Yeah, it definitely cuts off. Yeah, that's as far as the blood could reach when it splattered.
Well, that would explain the blood in his palm, but... something else that's strange. You flip it over and look at the back of his hand.
Well,
There's also blood, but only above the middle joint of each finger.
You're right. Why is it only on this part?
see?
As I said, right? It's strange, right? I win.
Yeah, sure, you win.
But it's definitely strange. What did the killer do to make the blood spatter like this?
Alright. What about, this area over here I'm curious about, like the knife and the burnt rope. The knife is stabbed through Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How could they do something so cruel?
This knife, it must be from the military base.
Military base? Now that you mention it, you're right. Looks like a survival knife. I think that's called a K-bar? I'm not sure.
Well,
By the way, it seems the wound on his legs and left arm were caused by that same knife.
Which means, after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's legs and arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand.
it cannot be.
And then they finished him off with the spear.
Now does that mean the killer went to the trouble of using two weapons? A knife and a spear? But they could have just killed him by stabbing him with a knife. Why do they need to use a spear at all?
You are right.
That is definitely strange. Was there a reason they had to use it?
A reason they had to use the spear, huh? Alright, now what about the burnt rope? What's up with that? Nagito's right wrist is tied with rope. It looks like the tip of that rope burned off. Could this be a result of the fire? But that's weird. If the rope is burned off like this, why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when he was so close to the blades? He's not wet either, so he didn't get put out. Something snuffed out that rope. Alright, the spear. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach. There's no way around it. That looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Oh my, what's this? Just a strange looking spear, isn't it? The cord extends to the tip of the handle, and there's an iron weight attached to it. I see. Use the cord as a whip to capture the enemy, and deliver the final blow with the spear. It's your first time looking at this too? Of course not! This is the spear of Gungnir, right? You definitely just came up with that now. By the way, I wanted to ask you, where did that spear come from? I feel like I saw it at Nezumi Castle. What? Nezumi Castle? I was designed to be afraid of mice. We can't go in there. Damn you, mice. Damn you all to hell. I see. He doesn't know what's inside that castle. Well, more importantly, to focus on the investigation. The spear definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord coming out of the handle. That part has blood on it too. But not all of it. For some reason, this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. It's about the size of a human fist. Strange that this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. Also, Chad mentioned this earlier. Apparently that spear came from Nezumi Castle. It'd be better if I confirm that later. Spear of Gungnir has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Once I'm done with the area surrounding Nagito's body. I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly looking body. Even I'm surprised at myself. Does this mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible. I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that? That would mean I'm becoming abnormal too. So, okay. Already what I'm thinking here is like the blood splatter on Nagito's hand. He could have been holding the weight of the spear. So, like there's rafters above, and there's a blood stain on the girder. So, could Nagito have been holding the weight, like the spear was suspended over the rafter? Did he drop it on himself? Or did somebody... Like, he had to have been holding it, right? I feel like he has to have been holding it. Any advice for anybody? It looks like she's deep in thought while staring at the ceiling. What happened? Something strange about the ceiling?
Yep.
Yeah, about that sprinkler. That's one of the sprinkler heads that activated to put out the fire.
Well,
You can see a girder right next to it, right? There.
see?
Can you see that red streak? Uh-huh. You're right. I definitely see it. Like a small red line on the ceiling girder.
Perhaps.
Is that blood? Blood. The color definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood could get up there, right? Plus, it's in a straight line. That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange. It's definitely strange. I should remember this. Any other advice here, fellas? One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way. It's too bizarre. Can't do anything except laugh.
So just as
If only everyone could go home, nothing would make me happier. No, we should finish the class trial, then we can think about what will happen after.
Like,
I'm not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but I can't stop thinking about it. When the Monokuma timer reaches 0 2 days from now, what's going to happen? Huh? What's going to happen? This rotten school trip is going to end, right? You can finally go back home. Carefree till the end. Does that mean you don't think that'll happen?
well, yeah.
Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Hey,
Well, what do you mean, something? He's making us kill each other, you know? What could be worse than that?
damn it.
I don't know. This is Monokuma we're talking about, you know? I bet this will end smoothly with a countdown. Anyway, like I said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. For now, let's focus on the investigation. Think about the countdown after we live through the class trial. Yeah, I know. Hey, don't bring up strange stuff like that. Akane, any thoughts?
Um,
It mattered for Gundam's killing and for Mikan's. Looks like it's different this time. Doesn't matter this time. Well, what doesn't matter?
so,
The time. Looks like the time doesn't matter. Clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of death was noon sharp. If it was at noon, what were we doing at that time? What were we doing? Well, right now, it's 12:30 p.m. So it also has a clock function. Then that means Nagito died 30 minutes ago. Huh? Happened that recently? He's totally a fresh kill. Fresh seems like a bad way to describe it. If it happened 30 minutes ago, was it around the time you were struggling with the bombs? You're right. Those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon. Which means there doesn't have an alibi for that time as Nagito's killer. But this would be like when Nekomaru died. The killer could have also used some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime looks very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare. The Dark doesn't have an alibi before we found the bombs is suspicious. Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up to search for the bombs. Yeah, that's the problem. Now then, guess that's enough investigating the area behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. Should have been another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone to the trouble of tying him with rope and covering his mouth with duct tape. Not just that, there's no reason to inflict any wounds other than a fatal one. So what was the reason? Looks like I better investigate other areas to figure that out. Alright, other areas inside the warehouse. You hear it? Yes. Bunch of books stacked on top of each other. How they contain Monokuma's poetry and photos. The sprinklers completely soaked them. Can't even turn the pages anymore. Well, it's not like I'm missing much. Hold up. These Monokuma panels, they're in a line. And until they get to there, they're not burnt. I tipped over a Monokuma panel. The panel near the curtain in the back is tipped over and burned. Did the fire do that? But why are they scattered like this? Last time I came here, I seem to recall they should have been neatly put away. Maybe you're the ones who made this mess. Huh? Look, the tipped over the panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So, maybe the reason these panels are tipped over is when Akane kicked it in. It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine. With those two words, Akane brushed off everyone's warning and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Huh? It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it. I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'll be fine? Just gotta use a little more force. What happened to opening it slowly? Akane ignored their protest. With a mighty kick, the door flew open. Could it be? Was that it?
well,
And there's something else I've been wondering.
hey.
These Monokuma panels are tipped over starting from the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They can be lying on top of each other in a straight line. Yeah, compared to the other tipped over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly. Isn't this clearly strange? Strange. That means we can suspect this was done intentionally. Yeah, I'm thinking they set the Monokuma panels up to tip over. I need to check something. Yeah, they're right by the lighter. The panels could have tipped over the lighter, or the panels could have been what started the fire when they hit the lighter. Leave here? Yes. Alright, what about the MP3 player? This is an MP3 player. Even a speaker plugged into it. Why is this here? Looks like that weird music was playing from there. You know, that music that was blaring when the fire started. Yeah, you're right. Looks like it busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. There's no mistaking it. That music was playing from that MP3 player. I don't disagree with that, but why was the killer playing music from this? What about the CDs? All these CDs are all copies of Monokuma's music. Should have been burned too. But they're not burned, so why aren't they burned? Alright, Fujiko, what's your thoughts? Think about the countdown if we live through the class trial. Sonia? Looks like Sonia's focused on investigating the warehouse. Reminds me, we need to ask her about. Now we pretty much finished investigating Nagito's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey, Sonia, do you have a minute? Yes, what is it? I want to talk to you about when that fake bomb Nagito set in the warehouse exploded. Huh? Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right? It's alright, it is not the bomb. Why did you know the bombs were a fake? Well... That's not all either. We were looking for the bombs. Why were you at the military base? Thought you were supposed to be searching the Central Island. Plus, when I called for you, you didn't come to the factory right away. Where were you and what were you doing during that time? Oh my. Do you suspect me? It is a misunderstanding. I am not the killer. Jesus, shit, you son of a bitch! Sonia? I am terribly sorry. I was panicking. I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base. When I first explored the final island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there. Huh? At first, I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone. So I kept silent the whole time. Does that mean, when you heard Nagito planted bombs, you got suspicious and went to investigate them? And, as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. And because you were searching for them, you were late when we all gathered. And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs Nagito brought were from the military base, which means they were fake bombs. How did you find out that the bombs in the military base were fake? Because I attempted to use one of them. What? I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the door to the ancient ruin. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real, and I thought that I could use one of them to gain entrance to the ancient ruin. However, that plan was an utter failure.
The bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it, all to hell!
I see. So that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs at the military base were fake.
I did. As did Monomi as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb.
She does that a lot.
Which means...
If those bombs are the same ones that disappeared, it would mean Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby. That bomb was real, and I could not stop thinking about it. But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe that the bombs he set were real as well. If so, then Nagito's actions were extremely calculated. But the problem is his reason for doing it. With this, I have explained everything. There should be no more reason for you to doubt me. You're right. I got it. Alright, we're going to finish looking for clues inside the warehouse. Able to find some clues, but there are still so many things I don't understand yet.
Hold it.
You look worried. Yeah, I am.
Well?
At a time like this, it might be good if you broaden your investigation range.
You mean it's good to investigate other places as well? You might be right. Several things I've been wondering about besides the crime scene. The military base that Sonia mentioned, the plushie factory next door, Nezumi Castle where the spear originally came from, and Nagito's room, too. I don't understand the reason for his actions. I need to know more about him.
I'm pretty sure the others have already finished investigating. Hey, you guys! Is it about time we leave this place and try exploring other areas too?
In response to Shaki, the others gathered around her.
I agree. I was just thinking about proceeding to another area. Seems we have the same idea.
Is it safe? We need anyone to guard the crime scene.
Yep.
We don't have a choice. There aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can here.
I guess you're right.
See?
Also, all the clues we found aren't enough to piece this incident together. So we need to search for them in other areas. Probably. Well, alternatively, if there aren't any clues in the areas either, I have to give up completely.
You don't really need to say that.
Hey, hey!
Then it's okay if we leave this place? It's okay. There's no time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way to accept to do it. In order to survive, I need to find Nagito's killer. Don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around. Alright, well, mention the factory. I want to take a look in the break room. Something feels off about that. Anything inside? Nothing on the floor looks like a clue, not even trash. Apparently the bombs were stuffed in this truck were actually fireworks. Which reminds me, looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have brought it from there. Other than that, nothing in particular that catches my eye. What about the equipment here? It's stopped now. Nothing related to the incident here. What about the laptop? That reminds me, we saw Nagito's video message on his laptop. He's still watching us from somewhere? He's not, and how did he time his message so perfectly? Nah, this video is set to play after the explosion by a wireless signal from the detonator. Why'd have to use a video message? That's the one thing I don't get. At the time, Nagito should have already been killed, because that video was recorded in advance. That's right. Besides that video, there might be data on his laptop that could be used as a clue. With that thought in mind, I tried messing around with the laptop, but it's no use. It's locked. There's no way I can examine this. But if it's locked, maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life. Well, Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into. However, while I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me.
Well,
The bomb that went off at the lobby might have been set up here. Huh?
do you have any?
If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do not think the group that is forcing us to kill each other would devise something like that. A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism. Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it. Hold on. If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carelessly mess with it? Either way, it is all gravy. All gravy? What the hell does that mean? Stop! There's no bomb. You'll know if you just pick me up. See? All you feel is a soft weight of cotton.
I see.
You are right. Then, where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used?
Who knows?
I wonder. If I'm gonna give you guys a hint, you should know it wasn't from the military base. To tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes.
Please wait.
I know that already. You should have said so earlier. I thought if I kept quiet, it would foreshadow that a killing was gonna happen. That's why I'm just now telling you for the first time. Phew, I feel relieved. If the bomb wasn't from the military base, or this factory, then he brought it from the Octagon. I must say, you have a good eye there, Sonia. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea. Let's try it.
That is.
Did I say something I should not have said? It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. Monokuma's account added to the truth bullets. Wonderful. You hear it? Yes. So that's all I'm going to get from the factory, it seems. The other place they recommended was the military base and the castle. Oh, wrong button. Outside. The last island. Oh, wrong button. Alright, Jabberwock Army Base. Wasn't there bombs in the back of this truck? Apparently not. Soda, what are you thinking? Damn it, this dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening. Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, I take better care of these.
It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. Where's the helicopter? That dreadful helicopter that executed Teru Teru. Doesn't have anything to do with the incident. But the tank? If the bombs were fake, this might be fake too. I'm not brave enough to check for myself. Oh, I meant to click on the trucks. A huge supply of guns and other firearms stuffed in the truck bed.
Ah, found it.
What'd you find?
Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like
A survival knife. Wait, I think that's called a K-bar. Isn't that the same type of knife that was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Which means the killer obtained that knife from here. Well, the killer is someone who visited this military base at least once.
That's everyone, though.
No, not me. This is the first time I've been here.
That sounds fishy. When I tried looking through the truck bed, it's empty. Nothing's here. When I first came here, there was something on the truck bed, which means Sonya was telling the truth.
The bombs had disappeared, as I suspected. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found.
But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible that he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in his video message. So, were you surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there are enough bombs to blow up an entire island? If there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them. He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. No, is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe there was a different motive behind his actions. Leave here? Yes. I believe that's all I'm gonna get from here. You know, I'm actually kind of sad. Not gonna be able to do Nagito's voice anymore. I enjoy doing that. It's not even like that different from my own voice. Just like being a little bit of a drawl, a little deeper, being all a little ominous. It's a fun voice to do. Now I can't, because he's dead. Alright, to Nezumi Castle. Alright, what's inside the castle? It's a missing spear. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is hanging from the wall. The spear is definitely it, right?
I see.
Just as I thought. Act like the spear that killed Nagito. The same whip-like cord attached to the handle. There's a weight on the end of it.
Also,
Plus, it looks like one of the spears on the wall is missing. There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears used as a weapon. Spear of Gunyear, huh? Monokuma would totally come up with a lame name like that. But why did the killer use a spear and a knife?
well, yeah.
Yeah, they could have just killed him with a knife. Would have been easier too. No way a spear like this with this unnecessary cord thing on it would be easy to use. Yeah, it definitely looks hard to wield. But still, they chose the spear for a reason. What could that reason be? I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. Probably why I feel this way. I'm feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before. As if Nagito is trying to make us suffer even after he's died. Well, now's not the time to think about stupid things like that. Haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, maybe we'll be able to find some kind of clue. Alright, let's go. Quickly check on my pet. Alright, leave here? Yes, please. Back to the central island. One. Back to the hotel. Here we are. Starting me out a bit. I'm only just now realizing this hotel is called Hotel Mirai. Literally future hotel. Oh, so they go here.
Hajime.
Ah, Hajime. Oh my! You wanna go inside Nagito's room too?
What are you gonna do?
I was just listening to Shiaki's request. She wants me to unlock the door to Nagito's cottage because she really needs it for the class trial. She begged me to do while she was licking my black eye. I didn't do that. Then do it! It's weak because it's made out of black bean base.
Hey, you don't have time to mess around. Hurry up and unlock the damn door.
Fine.
I guess I have no choice. I just gotta do that, right?
Now then.
Then.
Loose.
Peek.
See? Open the door. You can freely investigate now.
This is my first time seeing that, but why does the door open with a spell like that?
Perhaps.
Maybe the cottage key is computerized?
Hey, hey.
More importantly, let's go inside now that the door is open.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, look, it's... So, Nagito is living here. What was he thinking inside this room? What was he feeling as he spent his days in here? Can't even imagine. He has a fridge. Wanting to see absolute hope becoming despair so he could act as a stepping stone for the rest of us. No matter how much I think about it, I just don't understand him at all. I don't even know if he truly believed that. Especially weird these past few days. What changed him? Maybe the clue to that might be hidden here as well. Well, the obvious thing is the treasure box, but he had a book. What are you doing in there, Monokuma?
No.
Hidden Monokuma. What's in his refrigerator? There's a refrigerator.
Nice. My cot doesn't even have a refrigerator. Wonder where he got it from.
Nagito probably supplied it himself.
Why would he go to the trouble of putting a refrigerator in his room? Does he really enjoy cold drinks?
As I talked with Shaq, he opened the refrigerator out of curiosity. Huh. Really isn't much inside. The only thing inside the refrigerator is a brown bottle.
For someone who likes cold drinks, doesn't look like he stocked very much. But that bottle clearly isn't a drink, right?
Really? Some kind of dietary supplement to me. Protein powder, maybe? It's literally called Monokuma Special Poison. Ah, the poison. Poison prepared just for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Took the brown bottle out of the fridge and started reading the label. Exclusively made for poisoning someone to death. Hey, this is...
Yep, looks like it's poison.
poison.
Look, it's a warning label on the back. Let's examine it in a little more detail. But be careful with that bottle. Don't drop it.
Stop it. If you worry like that, I'm going to get nervous. I grabbed the bottle with my trembling hand and began reading the warning label on the back of the bottle. Poison made specifically for killing someone. It's Monokuma's special poison. This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, the liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it is heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes and is susceptible to hydrolysis. Wait. A gaseous state is heavier than air, so that means it would fall. Breaks down in minutes and is susceptible to hydrolysis. That means it breaks down in water? It is possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight.
This sure does look like a chemical made solely for poisoning someone to death. The refrigerator must be here to keep the poison secure. But where did Nagito get something like this?
Well,
That question could apply to the bomb he used at the hotel, too. Apply to the bomb.
see?
There should be a reason Nagito was able to obtain such dangerous items.
The octagon inside the funhouse. This poison must have brought it with him from there too, right?
Perhaps.
He was probably hiding them somewhere on his body during the last class trial.
He was hiding a bomb and poison during the class trial? I have a terrible thought in my head right now.
Jeez, how dangerous. What would he have done if he accidentally tripped and broke the bottle?
Just thinking about it scares me.
Hey, hey.
Also, he already blew up the bomb he took with him at the lobby. What about this poison?
Huh?
See?
It looks like the bottle is less than half empty. Was it like this from the beginning? Or did Nagito use it? If so, where did he use it? I wonder if there's still a trap somewhere that hasn't been sprung yet.
Another trap.
Perhaps.
For example, maybe he's making some kind of trap using this poison before he died. If that actually exists, it'd be real bad. Potentially kill everyone on this island.
Everyone on the island? What the hell? Nagito, are you still trying to make us suffer? Are you still trying to make us suffer even after you've died? So my current thought is, I'm wondering if Nagito used that poison to fill some of the fire grenades. So when they got thrown, the poison hit. It would have vaporized under the water. Nagito would have actually died to the poison and dropped a spear on himself to make it look like the spear was what killed him. I don't know. It's batshit as fuck, because basically Nagito made everybody else kill him if that is what happened. But I got no other idea, man.
Our time for investigating is winding down. The bookshelf might take some time to investigate, so we should try examining some other areas first.
Well, there's a treasure box here. A fancy looking treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights is totally standing out. Ah, could this be?
Can you let me know if you find my treasure? It's a magnificent treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights.
Perhaps.
That treasure box.
Shaki, you know about this?
Yep.
It's really cute.
No, she was just reacting. Looks like Monomi's stolen treasure box. This is here, that means the thief Monomi was talking about was Nagito. Why would Nagito steal this? In order to find out, it might be good to see what's inside.
Hold it.
Is it gonna be okay? It looks a little dangerous.
It might be. Could be some kind of clue, you know? If this wasn't important, Nagito wouldn't have stolen it from Monomi in the first place. I turned back toward the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. Usami General Purpose Notebook. This is it? Why is it a notebook inside this treasure box like it's something important? I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. It contained sloppy drawings that they were drawn by children, and entries that looked like chicken scratches. Day 1. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2. Byakuya is the leader. A lot of things happened today, so everyone's tired. What is this? A diary?
Looks like it. Did Monomi write these?
Probably. These pictures and entries totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, Day 4, Day 5, page after page of poorly written entries continued on in the notebook. I don't really understand, but looks like there aren't any clues here. And right when I was about to give up, my hand suddenly stopped on entry titled Day 16. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go in the final dead room today, avoid panicking because no one believes him. Huh?
Hey, hey.
Hajime, did something happen?
Oh, it's nothing.
Hey, stop! Don't look at my notebook!
Whoa! From out of nowhere, Monomi suddenly appeared and took the notebook out of my hand.
I won't forget
Phew!
you.
I did ask you to look for my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. Geez, that was close. If I'd come any later, you would have seen the inside of the notebook. Unfortunately, you were a little too late. But if this notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief? Betrayal! I was betrayed by my beloved student!
Hey, hey.
Hey, that notebook, it's pretty much your diary, right? Diary? It seems that way. That's right, this is my important diary where all my maiden secrets are written. Hey, you're a liar! You always show up out of nowhere! Monomi, it's not good to lie, you know.
Lie?
There's no way you wrote in that notebook. After all, Monomi can't even write.
Huh?
What are you saying? Jeez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B. No, you can't. There's no fingers on your hands. See? Bullseye. I know, because I'm the same way, too. Huh? Are you mad? Are you angry that I expose a weakling like you? So that's what this is about. You're seriously trying to crush me.
What are you saying?
What are you saying? There's no way a big brother would ever crush his little sister. It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second.
Hey, I don't know what you're saying, why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true?
Huh?
He said you didn't write in that notebook. Is that true? If so, who wrote in it?
Well, you know, it's, how should I put it? Excuse me.
Hold on! Damn it, she totally ran away again.
The same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to try to get answers from her.
But still, I wanted to ask her about that notebook. Well, actually, it'd be better that I didn't ask her. Monomi's notebook. Right, now, what about that bookshelf? A lot of books arranged here. Did Nagito bring these from the library? There's of books, a bunch of random crap stuff onto the shelf.
It might take a lot of time for us to thoroughly go through that stuff.
Hey.
Let's just leave it for later.
Yeah, I agree. Is there anything else to do in here? There's a bed. Bet that comes with the cottages. Looks just like the one in my room, but...
Hey.
Maybe there's something hidden under his bed. Usual place for hiding things.
Yeah, like porn. Well, we should still check just in case. With no expectations, without thinking, I peeked into the bed and... something here. Plastic bag from the supermarket. Looks like there's something inside. What is this?
It looks like a gas mask and rubber gloves. These look like the real deal. Did you get these from the military base?
Gas mask and rubber gloves. He was hiding these under his bed. What did Nagito use this stuff for?
Was there anything else under the bed?
Let's see. I peeked under the bed once again and started looking around the area where I found the supermarket bag, and... a small piece of paper on the floor. A piece of paper made of blue aluminum.
A round, thin piece of aluminum, huh? It's similar to those seals that go over jars or unopened mayonnaise.
I get what you're saying, but does that mean this is just a piece of trash?
Wait.
Who knows?
It might be too soon to decide that. Piece of blue paper added to the Truthful section of your handbook. Anything in the shower room? This is structured just like my room. The shower room is over here. Also, there aren't any clues here. Can I check the bookshelf now? The genres and the types of items are all so random. I can't make any sense out of them whatsoever.
Well,
They say a shelf is a mirror that reflects a person's heart.
Do they now?
I definitely don't know much about Nagito just by looking at this.
So what should we do? It's really difficult to look through all these piles.
That doesn't mean we should ignore it, though.
Yep.
I'll leave it to you then, Hajime.
Wait, what?
It's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, might be private stuff here. Like porn.
Well, that might be true, but...
See?
So, I'll leave the shelf to you.
I think I just got persuaded to do this without realizing it. I sighed and walked toward the shelf. One by one, I started removing the various books and items and examining each one. But even as I examined them carefully, they were still a bunch of random books and items. There's no way there's any clues here. Huh? Well, that file wasn't the only one I received from Monokuma. This is another one. That seal. Indeed, it's a school badge of Hope's Peak Academy.
Does that have information about our stolen memories?
Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that. This file does contain our information. Just Hajime's information.
Nagito said this only contained information about me, but is that really true? If I look at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department, but no talent whatsoever. That might be another one of his lies, too. I opened the file I held in my hand to confirm that. Instantly, I realized something was strange. If this really was only my information, then why is this file so thick? As soon as I opened it, it was clear to me, just as I thought, Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there's information about the others, Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Akane, and Sonya. And everyone who died had pages of information about them, too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information, my ass. Can't believe you could take out such a strange lie. So that means the rest of it might be a lie, too. I turned to the page containing my information and began reading through the content. The profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, my height and weight, and so forth. One thing that specifically caught my eye. The words reserve course student. There was no denying it. It confirmed that I truly was a reserve course student from the reserve department. Why is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why am I the only one here who's from the reserve department? Why am I here with all the other ultimates?
Hey, hey.
Hajime, did something happen? Well, I just found a strange file. Ah. Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final dead room? As I recall, your student profile should be in there. It's not just my profile. The profiles of everyone on this island are in here too. Nagito was lying. When you say everyone, do you mean everyone? Yeah, it's just basic information, but there should be profiles for all 16 of us. Can I take a look at that file? Shaki leaned against me and peered into the file.
You're right. My profile is really in here. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details.
Details?
Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
And it's impossible to obtain new clues from them.
Yeah, seems like it.
Ah, hold on.
Huh?
Well, what happened? I just noticed it right now, but...
The file. His name isn't in there, right? There's supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right?
Who are you talking about?
Byakuya. I'm talking about Byakuya Togame.
Wait, Byakuya's not in the book.
Look carefully. No matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere.
So, if Byakuya's not in the book, and there's 15 people in the book, then who's the extra person? Oh?
So, what if a name isn't written in that file? Perhaps based on that, you think he might be the traitor.
No, it's not just because his name isn't written in here. That's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in the killing school life at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, no matter what, it's definitely suspicious.
Well, it pains me to say this, but what you're saying about the missing name, about the killing school life, it's totally wrong. It's a completely different reason.
A different reason?
You're getting all
How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. Which means the great mystery that you think surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. You're basing it on one person's cheap speculation.
What do you mean?
don't have to ask me that. You know the answer just by looking through those profiles, right?
Huh? My eyes turned back to the file. One by one, I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. And suddenly, I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Every section was filled with question marks. Could barely consider a student profile. The ultimate imposter. What the fuck? On that page, I was only able to confirm one thing. Ultimate imposter.
That Byakuya's true identity.
True identity?
He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate affluent progeny Byakuya Togami.
A fake?
The fact that his profile filled with question marks is a mistake or an oversight. Surprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, and even his age and gender is unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody. And that's his talent. Though I'm not jealous of that at all.
That person wasn't really Byakuya Togami?
Perhaps.
Is that why he was so much fatter compared to when he was involved in the killing school life?
His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters skilled like that.
Then he was lying to us the whole time.
But still.
But he couldn't help it. Well, what? Why couldn't he help it?
Oh.
Because that was his talent. Huh? Well, having talent means you're also bound to that talent. The moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent. Regardless of whether you want that life or not.
In that sense, compared to the other ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating.
What the hell?
Anyway, I'm not happy you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with. So I'll tell you straight up, this revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth.
Then, what was he trying to say to me at that time?
I cannot talk to the others about my past. I suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame. Distrusting others, and being distrusted in turn. For a long time, my life has been a living hell.
Based on the context, I had to guess. Maybe just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud. But if you guys had your school memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time. But since you guys went to Hope Speak Academy, you should have known about the ultimate imposter already.
So in the end, it all leads back to memory loss.
Jeez, the Future Foundation sure is awful. There's no way you should ignore Monomi or the traitor.
Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that?
Well, obviously you wouldn't know. I made that file so you guys couldn't find out.
Could it be?
Just as I thought. You're the one who did it.
Hey,
The fact there are 16 profiles in there is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor is a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from the Hope's Peak Academy.
You made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
It would be funny if we figured out who the traitor was so easily, right?
hey.
Then we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito too, right?
Well, probably.
Hope the Academy file added the truthful section of your handbook.
It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't a clue.
Are you sure about this?
Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know.
Time's up? Wait.
Excuse me for a moment.
That's no good. That chime just now.
What is most important for living things?
Water, food, shelter.
Well, personally, I think time is.
That's also fair.
I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right? why we gotta cherish time. There is nothing more wasteful than wasting time.
He's got a point.
So, time's up.
That's a very long-winded way of saying it, but he's right.
We will begin the last class trial. So please gather at Monokuma Rock. I'll see you soon.
The last class trial? He said that, right? He said last class trial.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard it too. He really did say it was the last class trial.
What do you think? Should we believe him?
Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right? 2 more days? Has said something about the killing school trip ending, right?
Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one.
But still.
But I can't imagine that it's the real end.
Huh?
I think Monokuma's real plan might be just beyond that.
His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe, after putting us through all this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once.
Well,
But still, it's also not a good idea to think about it too much, I think. I think we should focus on the class trial that's waiting for us first.
You're right. A class trial for Nagito's murder. We're pretty screwed. Haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. I still can't see who killed Nagito.
but still.
Well, you don't have to worry so much.
Huh?
Right?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know?
You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone. Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together, yeah, do that, things will turn out fine. Alright. To Monokuma Rock we go.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here. Huh? Is this it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Damn it.
Stop it. You're making me depressed.
Stupid fool.
You're making me depressed.
So, it is going to happen again. The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends.
But once we're through with this, we can go back, right? That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
You've been tricked every step of the way. No way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guy's making us do all this is the one saying it, you know?
You know, right?
That's why I'll definitely survive. We can really go home after we deal with this class trial. I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. Have to pull out all the stops. What the fuck? Why are you here?
You haven't realized it yet? That feeling of wanting to leave this island. Thing like that is Monokuma's trap, you know?
Huh?
Huh? What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse.
Ah, stop trying to jinx us.
I'll beat you up.
Damn right, stupid rabbit should just shut up.
Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair.
Huh?
I have finally realized, after losing my powers, I've realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. The possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it, in order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So I will fight.
Huh?
Well, what's her deal?
I do not really know, but she seems different from before.
Yeah, maybe she read a self-help book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
Tch, what can you tell by looking at those button eyes?
Ah,
Anyway, make sure you turn off Minimaru. You know if he started talking during the trial. No, fine.
But still.
Somehow, I understand what Monomi is saying, I think.
Anyway, let's get going. The last class trial.
Yep.
You're right. We need to fight as much as we can. No matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end.
He's roaring. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. Oh.